Robertson and Russell Arnold.
It'll be a good pitch to bat on with Pathum Nissanka, who's been a star for Sri Lanka across all formats. Quiet against Pakistan in the recently concluded T20 internationals. Well, they need him to fire, and exciting partner he has, the left-handed Kamil Mishara.
Jamie Overton played 11 matches. He's got his 10 wickets, more of a middle order.
Well, pretty much a short tour. 3 ODIs followed by the 3 T20 internationals, and then we all look forward to the T20 World Cup to be played out here. Here's Overton. Tries to dig it in. It sits up nicely. Nissanka's on his way. Decent boundaries on both sides, 75 meters and 71 meters on either side, square of the wicket. Oh, that's got through. That's got through. It's gone for 4. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal, and there's been a bottom edge. More runs. Oh, look at that runaway. Nicely timed by Nissanka. It's 4. Value for shots, Harmy. Value for shots.
Yeah, very, very much value for shots. It's a good shot, controlled shot.
That's 4. Don't bother chasing that. Hammered. Wow. Kamil Mishara. He's dispatched that.
Just got a little bit tighter, come out of his crease as Mishara waited for that ball just to be that little bit shorter and picked it up beautifully.
That's beautifully timed. All it takes is that little bit of width. Oh, he's got it. It's a miscue from that slower ball. Dawson with the catch. Simple chance goes to mid-on. Curran is the first to strike. And that's an example of those skills we were talking about.
You see a flighty delivery. You try and hit the ball very hard. You fail to time the ball. Bat rotating in the hands, hence no power, no elevation for Nissanka. He's been removed.
Kusal Mendes, who's been around for a while. One of those men who, dare I say, can blow hot or cold. Oh, he's bowling. Adil Rashid has got his first for the day. It's flighted, the sweep shot. I don't know how he missed it, to be honest.
Moved outside the line of that delivery to a delivery like that. And he is picked up. Second wicket for England, first for Adil Rashid. Both the openers removed. Mishara's contribution 27, 54 for 2.
That's beautifully played. Short and wide, and he gets a boundary. That's a welcome boundary. Again, runs, another boundary. Now that's the mistake. That is the mistake of Rehan Ahmed. Goes over the top. That is cleverly done. That was over pitch, slower, and very slow in fact. Low 70s, and Dhananjay De Silva gives the perfect reply with the boundary. Gives himself room and runs again. Another boundary. Well, as you said, Russell, this is good for Sri Lanka because they're getting those runs quickly, and that run rate is gradually climbing up again. Well, bit of pace on, and with Kusal Mendes waiting for it and playing it late, and he gets that boundary. Sweeps and sweeps it well. Should get the boundary. See, one thing that Sri Lanka has done well is that they've been picking boundaries almost every over. And that's another one.
That is very straight. Straight enough that the finger goes up immediately. And this is one of the great things about Adil Rashid. He's always at you.
A little bit flatter from Adil Rashid. Catches the front toe of Dhananjaya. Finger goes up. Big wicket for England. Sri Lanka 97 for 3.
Come the second half of the game as that's pulled away into the gap, and that's just pulled away very nicely. Oh, it's edged, and it's going to go for 4. That's the irony of that. Annoying for a bowler, absolutely fine for a batsman. Well, that's hammered away. That's more width, length on the up, flashing on the up shot. Up she goes, into the hands comfortably. And again, England find a way of taking a wicket. This time it's Rian Ahmed. And again, it's a sweep shot that brings the downfall.
Big wicket for England, a big wicket for Rian Ahmed. Getting a little bit flatter, not quite getting out. The batter's not quite getting, Asalanka's not quite getting out to the pitch. Asalanka's gone for 17. Sri Lanka 124 for 4.
Ooh, down the pitch, hammers it over mid-on. That's a very, very confident start.
Nicely driven into the gap.
Really good shot.
That's in the air. Another boundary.
50 for Mendes. That's his 35th in ODI cricket, his 4th against England. Of course, lots of Sri Lankan batters, they love playing here. They know these conditions. At the end of 35, Sri Lanka 158 for 4.
This time, it's good use of the feet. Has it gone all the way? I think it has. Sri Lanka needed a break-free shot, and Janit Liyanage has provided it.
Showed Bethel that he was coming down the wicket, got himself inside the ball. Looked as though he had just getting himself cramped for a split second. And his hands himself out of trouble, and it was a beautiful shot.
Now, short delivery. This time, oh, that's poor. That is poor. Liyanage. He is looking to try and break free, and that's exactly what he does. I think the length was right, pace off. The 50 partnership is up as well. Now Sri Lanka realizing that they need to move on a little bit. Another sweep, and that's 4. Another boundary, back-to-back boundaries for Sri Lanka. Yeah, it's not a fair comparison, but just what we see ahead of us. Lovely, beautiful. That is timing for you. That's 4. Pace on that time, wicketkeeper standing up. Kusal Mendes hitting through the line. Oh, got a bad bounce. Gets a boundary. That's a welcome boundary for Sri Lanka and Kusal Mendes.
That's swept away powerfully. That's 4, no doubt about that. Time for these shots to be unveiled. Oh, he's hit it straight back. Bit of a googly from Adil Rashid.
Yeah, he was in a good position to hit the ball square of the wicket on the onside, but he was unable to read that wrong one from Adil Rashid. Got all tangled up. Wasn't able to control the stroke. He held it nicely. Third wicket for him. There's a personal contribution. 46 from 53 deliveries. 212 for 5 Sri Lanka.
That's clever. That is the way to bring to an end this series of ones and dots. That's up and angled. Try to go extra, just finds deep long off. That is exactly what England wanted from this. It's exactly what Sri Lanka didn't.
Yeah, he was aiming to hit the ball over extra. He needed that ball to be slightly fuller to be able to execute that stroke and thought, since the ball was back of the length, he wasn't able to control the stroke. 12 for Ratnayaka, 239 for 6.
That's up high and handsome and clears the ropes.
And delivery was back of the length, and that was more than enough for the left-hander to gain.
That's a good shot too. That's a ways through the offside. He's going to beat him, yep. Well, that'll do as well. That's clever. That's one bounce four. Up in the air. I think he's going to get away with this. It's cleared the first man who's not in the deep. It's well away from the deep square leg. Final ball. So this should be, well, will be 2. But that over has been an absolute bonus for Sri Lanka. They finished their 50 on 271 for 6. Okay, part 1 is done here in Colombo for the first of 3 ODIs between Sri Lanka and England. Sri Lanka batting first by choice. England now know what they need to win this game. They need 272 from their 50 overs.
Sri Lanka's bowling combination, though, very different. There's no Hasaranga, who's been rested. Theekshana not in the team as well. Dushmantha Chamira kept out with an eye on the T20 World Cup not too far away. That's Ben Duckett, 165, his high score. And hence the spin department manned by Jeffrey van der Sade, thoroughly deserving his place here, always. Just a one slip. The square leg and third man, the 2 men in the deep. Fernando. That'll be 4. Very fast outfield. That's 4. Gets it over the infield. So suddenly a couple of boundaries and England on their way. That was wide. He goes after it, Zach Crawley. Sri Lanka strike.
And eventually found it with the thick edge and also the movement away from the right-hander. So Sri Lanka strikes with a wicket.
Zach Crawley's gone for 6. England are 12 for 1. Joe Root in at 3, bats at 4 in Test cricket. Tremendous numbers. Lovely. Joe Root just leans into it. Full of class. That's 4. Poor delivery. He waited, and picked his spot.
And nicely worked away on the onside. What timing from the senior statesman, Joe Root. Shot once again. One through the onside and this one through the offside.
That's a fantastic shot from Joe Root. He just hung back in his crease there and the ball was just a little bit shorter, driven into the surface.
Well, they'll get a single, 15 done, 61 for 1. There goes a sweep. That time he gets the middle of the bat. And a boundary. A welcome boundary for Duckett. Lovely use of the feet. And has he cleared the boundary? He has not. But he's got a second boundary in the over.
That's 4, hit hard into the gap. After 50 balls, England find the boundary.
50 for Joe Root. A very well-structured innings once again from the genius.
Oh yes, brilliant knock. That's 50. 50 for Duckett this time. That's his 9th. England going along very nicely at the end of the 25th. 111 for 1. That's high, safe, and all the way. There we go. The first 6 of the innings off the bat of Ben Duckett.
Positive should be down the track. Good connection and a good result. That's close, that is close. Shouting, clamoring, and the umpire has responded.
Yeah, they'll review this. Ben Duckett not convinced, looks to Root for support. Change of end, new spell. Vander says, got his man, or has he not? Review taken.
Original decision is out. Pitching, not rough, impact in line. Wickets hitting. Ravi, you can stay with your original out decision standby. The on-screen signal.
Brilliant decision, Ravindra Vimalasiri upheld. And they get their man. Ben Duckett's gone for a brilliant 62. England are 129 for 2.
Ooh, interesting. Hands in the air from the bowler, from Dhananjaya, as if to say, is that close enough to have another look? Kusal Mendis, undecided. Captain, undecided. Nodding heads here and there. Go on, give it a go.
Original decision, not out. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets hitting. What I needed to reverse your not out decision to out standby. The on-screen signal now.
Well, it was a mighty close run thing. Rod Tucker has to reverse the decision. They've got the important wicket of Joe Root. He's gone. 61 to his name. It's 144 for 3. A little bit short. That's hammered. That boundary takes a little of that new pressure away. Again, Bethel good here.
Orton, I think he's gone. He's gone. Is he? The Sri Lankans are confident. Asalanka drew the length short. That body language doesn't inspire if you're an England fan. Let's see.
The wicketkeeper's taken the ball cleanly. Wickets are broken, the batsman's short of his ground. I'm ready for my decision for the big screen.
Easy decision for the umpire, clearly out of the crease. Another one bites the dust. 4 down now, England. Score 156. 3 all gone. Another one in a similar fashion. Beaten in the air, and the wicketkeeper doing a fine job behind the stumps. as a bowler, when you force a batter to play the ball with an angled face of the bat, open face of the bat, you have a chance to pick up a wicket. And Bathel goes for 15, 158 for 5 England.
Oh, caught and bowled. You don't need a slip, he's taken a caught and bowled.
And he was looking to work the ball through the offside, through extra cover. Did well to hit the ball straight to the bowler, Will Alagay. That's his second.
Curran is the batter out for 5, England 164 for 6. And he goes straight over the bowler's head, and that goes for 4.
Hit it well. That'll be another boundary. Wonderful batting from Rehan Ahmed. That's in the air. Long off. He's judged it nicely. That's Will Alagay.
Yeah, he throws it inside. He leaps up into the air, not making contact with the boundary. Comes back inside the field of play, takes the ball cleanly, ready to make my decision for the big screen.
Massive play from Dunit Will Alagay, who's had a wonderful game. His cameo at the end, a couple of wickets here, and a brilliant catch when Sri Lanka really did need it. Rehan Ahmed, his cameo is finished. 27 off 21, 203 for 7. Chipped over the top, effortlessly done. It's 6. There we go. Josh Buttler. Ball. Slower delivery at the stumps. Butler's gone.
Dismissed by the fingers across the ball there. Hasn't turned as such, hasn't moved a lot. It's just simply the change of pace. It's not looking good for England. Butler gone for 19, England 2-11 for 8.
Gone. Sri Lanka have fielded really, really well. This time, Dhananjay De Silva picks up a peach.
Just takes pace off again. There's a bit of width. It's not controlled from Dawson, but it needed the dive. Got both hands to it. He's gone for 2. It's 9 down for 213.
Full toss with 6. That's huge. Hit hard. Oh, that's 6. That's 6. That's even bigger than the previous one. Oh, fielder getting underneath it. Will Alagay. Will Alagay hangs on to it.
And this is the way it finally came to a close. Bit of a miscue. What a game for Sri Lanka to win. Start of a 3-match series.
Sri Lanka 271 for 6 after batting first. Kusal Mendis led the way, 93 not out. Rashid 3 for 44. England, well,